Hi, I'm Richard Holcomb, and welcome to Who Rocks New Mexico. We'll see how the New Mexico Sinus Institute is changing the lives of New Mexicans who suffer from sinus issues. We'll spend some time with El Ranchito de los Niños, keeping brothers and sisters together. We'll find out how Smiles by Design gives back to the community. But first, let's meet Bob Farrell, publisher of the Business Resource Guide and My ABQ Guide.
Jason Mayer and myself, we worked for a national company out of San Diego doing military and chamber relocation guides, and we decided to start our own publication in Las Vegas for a niche that wasn't there and was serving all the business community. Everywhere that somebody moves, they really need a relocation guide to help them get acclimated to the new area. So we found it wasn't just Las Vegas that could use both of these type of publications, it was every major city that we went to.
In 2008 is when Bob kind of approached me about the idea of starting the Business Resource Guide, or starting a publication in general, and we kind of put together all of the experiences we'd had. Bob is very passionate about connecting people, and that's what makes him a great salesperson.
There are no other magazines that are specifically and uniquely about businesses. So we chose Business Resource Guide because it was a unique publication about businesses. Not only are we pleased with the Business Resource Guide, but during the Business Resource Guide, he also created My ABQ Guide. I'm not here to try to sell Bob. Bob sells himself. He is, what you see is what you get. We continue to advertise because we like the results.
I'd like to introduce you to Kathy Bomsey. She's our Director of Business Development. She's been with the company now for 2 years, just had her anniversary with us, and she does a great job of cultivating business in town.
One of my main tasks is to bring in new clients for Business Resource Guide and My ABQ Guide. I feel proud to stand behind both our publications. I feel proud to have my name on the masthead. I feel they're quality publications and that there's really nothing else like them in town.
You know, I clearly would recommend the Albuquerque Business Resource Guide for businesses looking to work with other businesses. I think it's an excellent way of reaching out to the business community here. So actually, with the relocation guide, we have used it for recruitment of employees that might be moving to town.
As an Air Force veteran, there are a lot of things that I hold dear to me, and one of the things I was doing while I was working here is trying to find what's really important to me, and I found this organization called Paws and Stripes, and they take care of military veterans as well as dogs and animals. They help save both of those.
Paws and Stripes is a nonprofit organization that provides service dogs to disabled veterans who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder as well as traumatic brain injuries. What Bob's told us is that he's found a spot in his heart for Paws and Stripes. To be quite honest with you, I have a lot of people that I bump into, especially in the Albuquerque area, that all of a sudden they see the Paws and Stripes truck and they're bringing up the whole, you know, we saw your article in the Business Resource Guide. And I was like, wow, okay, that's kind of cool. And then you start to realize that we would have never been able to touch these people if it wasn't for that publication. You know, life has a way of coming full circle. And with the help of Bob and the Business Resource Guide and the publication, we've been able to get out and really touch a lot more individuals as far as with what Paws and Stripes does and our mission statements.
Bob Farrell, the musician. I have been playing music my first time on stage. My father was a musician in the Boston area. It's my one release where I can say I'm away from work. I think about just music, and it's a wonderful thing.
Dreams I've always had are coming true. A heart that was alone now beats for two. A life I'll share with you till the end of time. Thank God it all came together to make you mine.
A lot of places rock our state too. Here's another Travel Guide New Mexico moment. Heading west from Magdalena, we hit a very important part for me on this trip. This is the Very Large Array. Now, I'm well versed in astrophysics, as you can quite imagine. So we're going to go inside and talk to my good friend John Spargo, who's going to show us around and tell us what all of these dishes are all about. Let's go inside. Well, John, thanks for joining us today. This is really exciting for me. And for you folks at home, I really want to give you an opportunity to see just how big these dishes are. How big are they, John?
They each weigh 235 tons and are 25 meters in diameter, 82.5 feet.
That's amazing. And there are 27 of these here. What do they do? What do you do with them?
This facility is engaged in basic research in astrophysics. So we gather naturally emitted radio waves from celestial sources, process them into images, and scientists use those images to try to figure out what makes the universe tick.
Well, and I know one of the people who helped work on all of this was Carl Sagan, a friend of yours who's probably the leading astronomer in the 20th century, I would say. And along that line, I'm sure you guys probably just had cups of coffee and talked about all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, one of the problems and one of the reasons we have such large dishes is the strength of signals. And Carl and I worked out a deal one time on the back of an envelope over a cup of coffee, wherein if you added up all the radio energy collected by all the radio telescopes in the world since the discovery of radio astronomy in 1932, that energy total is equal to the gravitational potential released when one snowflake hits the ground.
Well, having some knowledge of astrophysics myself, I think we could probably say that that would almost equate to the amount of energy that a mosquito needs to take off. Right?
Exactly.
Well, now that we all know that, let's take a ride up and walk up into this antenna and show us what's up there.
Okay, Richard, before we do that, though, I'm going to trade your silly hat for this silly hat.
There's nothing I like better, John, than a silly hat. And the only thing I like better than that is a producer who can actually earn his keep today. So Frank, catch the hat. Well, John just wanted to give you all an opportunity to see once again how big these dishes are from the inside. And this is not something that every visitor gets to do, but there is a great visitor center here. And John, what can the visitors expect to see?
In the visitor center, we have a movie, about 10-12 minutes, that gives you a little of the history of radio astronomy. We have static displays about the construction of the array and also some of the scientific results that have come from the array. And then there is a walking tour that takes about a half hour. And in fact, you can walk right up next to one of these large antennas and judge for yourself how big they really are.
A lot of fun to come out here and see and to find out what we're listening to out in space. That's the Very Large Array. Bring your family out. It's a great trip. And John, thanks so much for showing us around.
Quite welcome.
Well, we've had a great time the last couple of days here in Socorro visiting everything that there is to see around here, particularly the VLA today. John, it was great having you along with us. Appreciate that. And I just have one more astrophysics question for you, for our audience, and that is, can you explain the dimples on this?
Well, it's aerodynamics, and 292 is the optimum, but Richard, it's not the equipment.
That's what I've always heard. I was hoping you could help me out with that. We're about to tee off and end our session here down in Socorro at one of New Mexico's greatest golf courses, New Mexico Tech. Well, form over function didn't serve me well. Have you ever seen a golf swing this bad? Horrible form on a great golf course. New Mexico Tech's course is an incredible 18-hole layout with lots of challenges and rated as one of the top 5 public courses in the state. It certainly is one well worth coming back to play again, and another great reason to plan a few days stay right here in Socorro. Up next, compassion, dignity, and a loving home.
It feels so true. When I'm with you, I'm free.
Hi, I'm Michael Newman, the host of New Mexico True Television, a brand new show coming up right after Who Rocks New Mexico. New Mexico True Television will show you our great state as you've never seen it before. And we'll provide you with travel tips to make it easy for you to plan your next New Mexico True staycation. So stay right here, enjoy Who Rocks New Mexico, and stay with us at 8:30 for the new weekly New Mexico True Television show. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Doug Wilson with American Tire and Service. Did you know any independent, reputable automotive repair center can provide factory scheduled maintenance under your new vehicle warranty? It's true, you don't need to go to the dealer. You know us, you trust us. So check your owner's manual for scheduled maintenance and let your guys at American Tire do the rest. Engine maintenance, transmission, tire rotation, any scheduled maintenance. American Tire and Service, your guys for all your vehicle maintenance and repairs. See us today.
Hi, I just saw Robert Wagner on television reading a script about reverse mortgages. You know, Robert doesn't know anything about reverse mortgages, but I do. Every month at Frost Mortgage, we loan hundreds of thousands of dollars to seniors to eliminate their mortgage payments for the rest of their lives. How much better would your life be if you didn't have a mortgage payment to make next month? If you're 62 or older, give us a call and we'll show you how this wonderful mortgage program works.
As we and our loved ones age, it's heartwarming to know that there are caregivers like Beehive Homes, providing a compassionate, loving environment for the elderly to live in dignity.
It was an evening fellowship, and what I thought was, there is nobody like her.
Well, there was a special magnetic attraction.
Oh my, yes.
It wasn't long, and after I talked to him, then I kind of knew he was special. We had never been apart since 1951 when we got married. Back in March of 2011, we went for a checkup and they explained that he would do better in a facility where there was medical care. He lived in the nursing home and I stayed in the condo back here and would drive to see him every day. That was the first Christmas we had been separated, so that was kind of a rough time.
She has been such a kind and loving trooper.
We had a little trouble finding the assisted living places, one that would take both of us, because it's a challenge for them to take husband and wife. This place provides us to be able to do that. We really were tickled when they said we could live together. We were kind of used to being together, and so it had to work. And it has, yeah. Care for me is to live with my husband.
Care is living face to face and day by day with my wife. Care is Beehive Homes.
Openings now available in our Hobbs home. Here's a company that not only rocks New Mexico from a business standpoint, but in their charitable endeavors as well.
Smile Train's a nonprofit organization that helps children with cleft palates and cleft lips. There's probably there's two major organizations that help with that, and Smile Train is one of those. And what they do, obviously, is we try to raise money, and we have physicians, doctors, oral surgeons go around the world, all over the world. There's probably 1 million kids that are affected by this. It's relatively an easy operation that only lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, and just for a few $100s of American US dollars, that can be fixed for them. And so we're here today raising money to help Smile Train.
We've been very fortunate. The community is great, and they pull together. We've had several local businesses pull their resources together. Scalo Northern Italian Grill has donated all of the food for the event. Albuquerque the Magazine donated the desserts for the event. Monty's Cigar Shop has donated the cigars, and the donations, the proceeds of that go toward Smile Train. The FFS Sisters and Lepore & Associates, Smiles by Design Family Cosmetic Industry, has designed the bracelets, and the proceeds from the bracelets go toward Smile Train. Elsa Ross has been a big part of this collaboration, as has been Dr. Hong Ing. He's an oral surgeon in town.
We have a huge silent auction that we're so happy with all kinds of locally donated items from locally owned businesses. And then we have today with us the fabulous Freeman sisters, who have done an incredible bracelet with Paige Lepore for Smile Train that we're selling, and they've come here, and we're so excited to have them here. We're doing a one-day only trunk show with their jewelry.
We designed a bracelet with Paige Lepore for the proceeds to go to the charity. So it was great that we could kind of combine what we do and you know, this wonderful symbol from New Mexico for this charity.
So it's really important for our business for us to be able to give back, and we do it the best way we know how, right?
Totally.
Yes.
And you look good, you know? They say we have to keep the flow going of giving and receiving.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're here for.
A simple procedure that costs $250 can change a child's life forever. And while there are a lot of really wonderful organizations out there, the neat thing about Smile Train is you actually know that 250 American dollars goes directly to a child, and that child will have a life-changing operation. They will be able to speak, they will be able to breathe, they will be able to eat and be nourished properly, and most importantly, they'll be able to be accepted into society once again and grow up and have a chance at having a healthy and good life.
Up next, we'll see how the New Mexico Sinus Institute is changing the lives of New Mexicans who suffer from sinus issues.
We'd like to invite you to First Tuesdays, a networking event created specifically for business owners and executives.
Giving you the opportunity to interact on a personal level with business people just like you.
Mark your calendar for every first Tuesday in 2014.
4:30 to 6:30 at Hotel Albuquerque's Q Bar for free hors d'oeuvres, happy hour cash bar,
and networking with fellow business owners and executives.
It's new, it's social, it's your opportunity to make new connections, build relationships, and share new ideas with your peers.
No pressure, no speakers, no roster, and no rules.
And name tags with first names only, so the focus is on you rather than your company.
It's First Tuesdays for business owners and executives, 4:30 to 6:30 at Hotel Albuquerque's Q Bar.
To register, visit firsttuesdaysabq.com. Be there!
Need office space? 3791 Southern Boulevard in Rio Rancho represents an outstanding value in office space in the heart of Rio Rancho's business district. With clean and versatile space available, 3791 Southern Boulevard is a two-story office building and offers good visibility with signage opportunities for tenants. There's only one suite of up to 2,700 square feet still available, so act now. For more information, call David at 505-259-3706.
Looking for something fun to do in Albuquerque? Look no further. ABQ365.com is your resource for things to do in ABQ. From food and wine to local culture to sporting events, ABQ365 has something for you to do every day of the year. Check out the 365 days of events. Get out and enjoy all your city has to offer. Go to ABQ365.com to make your plans today. The New Mexico Sinus Institute is changing the lives of New Mexicans who suffer from sinus issues.
Thousands of New Mexicans suffer from breathing issues, sinus infection and headaches, severe allergies, loss of hearing, taste and smell, and other ear, nose, and throat issues. The good news is there's help. The New Mexico Sinus Institute.
I love helping people, and I love watching them get better. They come in, they're feeling miserable, and we do sinus surgery or whatever surgery, taking out tonsils, and then over the next couple of weeks you just see them get better. You see their pain and their suffering go away. It's very rewarding, and I think that's why most doctors go into it, is because they love to help people. And I love the patient population. You know, we see people from pediatric patients with need their tonsils out, all the way up to older people who have hearing loss. And then the procedures, it's fun to be able to take care of people and actually do something that's going to make a difference, and usually a relatively short amount of time.
I saw a patient today that said that he was back to doing hobbies that he had been unable to do previously because of the fatigue and the discomfort that he had from his chronic sinus pressure.
With the sinus surgery, I do a lot of sinus surgery. Those patients are begging for surgery. There's not many surgeries that you do where people come in asking for it, they really want it, and they're excited to be better. We've set up a healthcare system basically in this practice where we have physician assistants who work with me. We can cover the whole state and be able to provide care to people who normally wouldn't be able to get in.
I'm Jeff Davis. I'm a physician assistant, and I work alongside with Dr. Alexander as one of his team members to see patients in a quick and efficient manner. It's very satisfactory to see them leave our clinic feeling a lot better.
And there's no long waits to get in to see us. Usually we can get them in within the same day or the next couple of days. And people who live in outreaches like Lovington or Hobbs, oftentimes they have to drive, great distances to get health care. And we want to do it to where they can have surgery, they can be treated within their hometown, and then get appointments relatively quickly.
Dr. Alexander, his staff, his office, everybody's professional, and if you need to see an ENT, this is the place you want to go. They take great care of you, and they're wonderful people.
The New Mexico Sinus Institute has expanded to 5 clinics throughout the state: Rio Rancho, Los Alamos, Taos, Roswell, and Hobbs, bringing ear, nose, and throat care directly to patients. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 1-855-81-SINUS.
It feels so true when I'm with you, I'm free.
Hi, I'm Michael Newman, the host of New Mexico True Television, a brand new show coming up right after Who Rocks New Mexico. New Mexico True Television will show you our great state as you've never seen it before. And we'll provide you with travel tips to make it easy for you to plan your next New Mexico True staycation. So stay right here, enjoy Who Rocks New Mexico, and stay with us at 8:30 for the new weekly New Mexico True Television show. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
What you don't need when it's time to close your mortgage is a nameless, faceless voice at the other end of a 1-800 number. What you do need is a licensed local loan officer who will attend your closing, sit with you, and answer every one of the questions that you will surely have as you read and sign over 57 legal documents. At Frost Mortgage, we're licensed, we're professional, and we're local. We don't just close loans, we open doors.
Hi, I'm Doug Wilson, the owner of American Tire and Service. Do you know what makes a great mechanic? Training is mighty important. Certification? You bet. But do you know what really makes a great mechanic? Heart. It's a passion that drives the mechanic to do the right thing every time. We've been helping people like you for over 25 years. We're locally owned and proud to serve you.
American Tire and Service on Highway 528 between Southern and Northern. The only guys for you.
Keeping brothers and sisters together is the mission of El Ranchito de los Niños.
El Ranchito is a loving and stable children's home where brothers and sisters can live together as they grow into adulthood or until they can be reunited with their families.
Years ago, our company, Sundance Mechanical and Utility, had a nonprofit that gave to other organizations that helped families, either with rental assistance or money or washers, dryers, whatever the families needed. We decided that we wanted to make sure that we were directly helping children. So we thought the best way to do that would be starting a children's home. Children that lose their parents, it's very hard, or that they can't live with their parents, but to actually lose a brother and a sister and not be able to live with them, it's hard for them to not have them in their lives. So we felt a need to have the siblings stay together. There's children in our community around the state that have parents that cannot take care of them. So we want to ensure that these children have their brothers and sisters to grow up with.
Our Ranchito serves any child age 0 to 18. We do a couple of things. We try to figure out where there are a lack of services for children and try to meet that need. So for example, in New Mexico, there aren't very many programs that take entire sibling groups under the age of 5. And so we are willing to do that. Our goal and our belief is that siblings that are allowed to grow up together are far better off and experience far less trauma. El Ranchito offers an opportunity for these children to come to a new and different and better place so that they can launch into adulthood as fully functioning, loving, caring, nurturing human beings.
What I like about El Ranchito is they help you to succeed and get you ready for when you graduate to get on and onto your own and prepared. They give me the opportunity to have a job and they support it, and when I'm having problems they're always there and they're always asking, well, what can we do to help out? What can we do to make whatever you want to do possible? I've learned to keep going when there's doubts or times are tough. Never give up, pretty much whatever I do. My favorite thing about El Ranchito is I'm able to show animals, and I'm allowed to get a good education, and I know they're always going to be there for me.
The basic needs for these children is food, clothing, and education. And you can help out in all those ways. We send our children to private schools so they can get the best education possible, and so you can also help out with tuition.
Since every bite of food, every shirt on a child's back is a gift from someone, we spend a lot of time seeking those gifts to ensure that the children receive the care that they have been promised. This is a place where they're growing up. This is where they experience love, brain development, where they learn to read, where they say their prayers just before bed. People take care of them and love them and nurture them.
We take no state or federal funding, so everything that the children have here is given to us by donors. So you could help out by giving money, by being volunteers, or by just coming and bringing anything that we need for these children.
For me to be here is peace and joy, laughter, love. I love the kids, they return the love, and it makes me smile, and I go home very happy. And I always get back more than what I give.
My goals for El Ranchito would be that these children know that they have a stable home to live in, that they have self-worth, that there is a God, and that they have enough background that they're able to go on from here and have a productive, happy life.
Your gift makes it possible for children to experience a safe childhood through nurturing and love. To find out how you can help, call this number or go to elranchitonm.org.
That's all the time we have this week on Who Rocks New Mexico. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. And while you're out and about this week, if you see our men and women in uniform, stop them and be sure and thank them for their service. If you'd like more information on the folks you saw on today's show, check us out on the web at whorocksnm.com. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.